Mike, welcome to On the Couch. So excited to have you here with us today.
Thank you, Sarah. I'm thrilled to be here.
Let's talk a little bit about customer service.
Sure.
You know, we're changing globally around expectations of clients from us.
Yep.
We can't do real estate the same way that we've always done it. We have to change with the needs of our clients, the focus that we've had a lot of internally. Where do you see this whole issue of the customer experience, you know, memorable service, all of the fancy buzzwords we have today that we use, but where do you see real estate customer service heading?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think the fundamentals are no different now than they were 20 years ago. And in some ways, they're even more fundamental. You know, technology, system, all that stuff should be an enabler, should be it should speed everything up or make everything quicker and easier, but it doesn't replace it. You know, and I can remember when the internet came along, people, the internet, you know, all real estate agents will be gone, there won't be what a load of rubbish. Technology doesn't replace what we do. Real estate's about relationships, and it's about personal service, and it's about one-on-one discussions and advice and what have you. And I think that's the same now as it was 10, 20 years ago. So I think the agents, and we all know it, the agents that do very, very well are the ones that have 80, 90% repeat and referral business. Now, why do they get repeat and referral? It's not because they're using iPads.
No.
It's because they're very, very good at the service they deliver. They stay in touch with their clients, and their clients want to come back. And you know, you and I were talking earlier about someone looking to rent an apartment or a flat here in Melbourne, and just getting the runaround, and no one's ringing them back, and no one's keeping in touch, and the applications aren't getting. I mean, this is 2014, and that's going on now, and it was going on in 1990, and it'll probably be going on another 10, 20 years. So I think the key for services, as it's always been, is just do a great job, tell the truth, phone people back, you know, follow through, just do what we know we should be doing. Because the things that drive people nuts is when they don't get the calls back, when there isn't transparency, when offers get submitted and they don't know what's going on, and all the stuff that was the same 20 years ago. So just focus on doing a great job and delivering a great experience, and that's an individual decision. And we've talked about it internally, and our focus, you know, we talk about the one team and the client experience, or the focus on the client. And I personally feel very strongly that the industry lost its way over the last 10 years, and partly that was in amongst the market going so strongly, and you just had to turn up and smile, and you sold real estate for a long time. So I think if you look at our business in terms of what we focus on, and the client experience, and I talk a lot about one team and the client experience, and there is only one client, and I think the industry lost its way over the last 10 years, and the market went really well, then it was really bad, and so we sort of lost, I think, the point, and the point is that the relationship, I know as a business owner, I used to talk to Stephen and Paul and say, what do I get for my fees? You know, what do you give me for my fees? My salespeople used to chew my leg and say, oh Mike, you know, I give you all this commission to you. What do I get for the, you know? And so, and that's how our business, and we started talking about, my client is the franchise owner, you know, and your client is our business owners in Victoria. That's a load of rubbish. You know, I believe. It's not. You know, it's just not. I shouldn't spend my time looking for ways to keep our business owners happy or our CEOs happy. That's just ridiculous. I should spend my time thinking, how can Harcourts create a better experience with the client? Because there is only one client, and that's the public. Because in amongst us squabbling about who's my client and your client and the business owner's client, poor old public's been left over here getting crappy service.
The person who pays us.
And paying a whole lot of money for it. And we go to list houses, and then we spend a huge amount of time doing all we can to piss them off. And so it makes no sense. So the focus internally, which I think is the key, is to make sure we understand who the real client is. And if I wake up every day thinking, what can I do in my role that's going to help us create a better experience for our clients, and you do the same, and our business owners do the same, and our office administrators and our property managers, everyone in the network is solely focused on the client, the difference would be astronomical.
And that's where training becomes so critical, isn't it? We quite often talk about Disney internally in our business and how well Disney delivers that service. When Cinderella turns up for work, she's Cinderella as how the public see her, and the kids see her not because she's in a good mood or a bad mood, and whoever happens to be playing the part on the day. So training really comes into play for us. The focus we have on training as an academy at Harcourts is unusual. You know, we do it slightly differently than a lot of other brands in Australia. What was the driver behind that? Because that's a huge focus for us. What was the driver behind you and Irene setting up the academy in the way that you have?
you know, I reckon that's her background is teaching and growing people. So she's been the real driver around the academy, and you know, Gilbert's involvement. I mean, I think, you know, some people know that Bert works with the New Zealand All Blacks as part of a role, and one thing Bert did very strongly with them, he said, better people make better All Blacks. And it's the same with us. Better people make better real estate agents.
Yeah.
So if we focus on helping our people be better, first and foremost, the rest of it follows. So the academy focuses on growing people. So real estate skills are a big part of it, but it's life skills, it's relationship building skills, it's a whole lot of stuff. Because if we can make better people, they'll make better agents. And better agents will do a better job. So it's pretty simple.
Mike, thank you so much for joining us on The Couch. It's been a pleasure having you, and thank you for sharing your vision and the stories with us.
Thank you, Sarah.